Anyone who did not write mock 9? No. Okay. So how is the logical reasoning section of mock 9? Moderate. So how many of you scored more than 12? More than 12. Okay. 12, 24, more than 24. ఎంత 27, 30, no, 27. Okay, so can you just tell me your scores, students online? So we have two 27s and 130, 24, 27. Okay, so 9 questions. So most of the students pick 9 easy questions. So in today's class, you will tell me whether the paper is easy or difficult or moderate, not me. I'm not going to tell you anything about the paper. I want you guys to speak up regarding the difficulty level of the paper. Okay. Okay. So this is the first, is it the first set for everyone? So how many of you did not attempt this? How many of you read this question in the exam and you left? So I'll give you 1 minute. Read this question again and tell me what you understood from this question and what need to be done to answer this question. Done reading the information? Okay. So what are we given with? Never okkallu. మీరు అటెంప్ట్ చేశారా దీన్ని? ఓకే, అయితే చెప్పండి. So what are we given with? You have 5 persons, E, A, S, T and N. They bought certain number of chocolates. Okay, so E bought 1020, A bought 3570, S bought 3990, T bought 2380 and N bought 1470 in that order. And then, so whenever you come across these type of statements in that order respectively, you need to be careful. If this is not mentioned, then we do not know the number of chocolates bought by E, A, S, T and N. But we are given that these 5 people bought these chocolates in that order. How many of you missed this? In that order. Okay. And we are also given with number of chocolates in a packet. Now we are given with total number of chocolates and we are given with number of chocolates per packet. So what can we find? Number of packets. Okay. So from these two, you can find number of packets. And what are we given with in addition? What is the additional information that we are given with respect to number of packets? Further, the number of packets that each person bought from the shopkeeper was distinct. So first చేయాల్సింది ఏంటి? Divide this with this. Okay. These are number of chocolates per packet, you are given with total number of chocolates. So when you divide total number of chocolates by total number of chocolates per packet, you will be getting number of packets, and that should be what? Integer. Okay. For example, one of the packet contains 20 chocolates. Now, can we have Amy buying chocolates with a pack of 20? No, because total number of chocolates bought by Amy are 3570. Okay, this is not a multiple of 20. So now we can say that Amy did not buy chocolates with packets with 20 chocolates each. How many of you identified this logic? మరి మిగిలిన వాళ్ళు మా total number of chocolates ఇచ్చారు అంటే chocolates per packet, number of packets, and you are also given with some information with respect to packet. So నాకు ఇది క్వశ్చన్ చదవకండి. So after reading this question, the first idea that strike my mind is you need to divide total number of chocolates with chocolates per packet. You'll get what? Can be అంటే so a certain candy manufacturing company manufactures candies and pack them in exactly 5 types of packet with 20, 30, 70, 170 and 190 candies each. Each of the 5 persons and Nicole bought similar packaging of candies. Ante what do you mean by similar packaging of candies? Kada? So the person bought అంటే నువ్వు 20 chocolates అంటే 20 chocolates ఉన్న ప్యాకెట్ కొంటే అన్ని అవే కదా. So you cannot have some person buying some packs of 20 chocolates each and some packs of 30 chocolates each. Clear? Okay. So when you divide this with this, you'll get number of packets, and we are given that the total number of packets that each person bought from the shopkeeper was distinct. So in order to use this logic, you need to first find the number of packets each person has bought. And మీకు ఒక 2 or 3 extra possibilities వస్తాయి. Using this, you should end up with a definite possibility. So that's the reason behind mentioning this statement. So if you have understood this, okay, so అంటే మీకు ఒక ఐడియా ఉంది what to do అని. If all the remaining questions are difficult, you can attempt this. That should be your understanding. Okay, straight away, and I don't suggest solving this question straight away. Now you have understood the question. Okay, so if the remaining 4 questions are difficult, you know how to solve this question. So you have 6 questions. If all the remaining sets are difficult, you can solve 4 questions from this, because ఏం చేయాలో తెలుసు. Okay, so you should be sure of getting 12 marks for sure. Okay. Now moving ahead, how many of you did not solve this question? How many of you did not read this question? Again, I'll give you 1.5 minutes. Read this question. We'll discuss this after 1.5 or 2 minutes. Students from batches 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. How many of you did not solve this question? No, not 6. 6 kuda anukunta. Why? Because we have solved similar type of question in one of the mocks. Gurtunda? Enti? Garages. Cars and garages. Similar type of question. Okay. అమ్మ మీరు similar type of questions solve చేయలేకపోతే చూసుకోండి. Okay. So how many of you solved this question? Nice. Done reading the information? Okay, so we have 12 aircrafts, 3 hangars, and each hangar provide a different service. Hangar 1 was preventive maintenance, 2 corrective maintenance, and 4 and third one predictive maintenance. Okay, and we are also given with the time taken for the service that each hangar provides. So when an aeroplane goes to hangar 1, it will take 11 to 15 hours. Okay, hangar 2 16 to 20 hours, hangar 3 21 to 25 hours. Okay, now engineers in hangars always start servicing an aircraft waiting to avail of their maintenance schedule without delay, unless there are already servicing other aircraft. So if they are servicing one aircraft, okay, the engineers will, the other aircraft has to wait until and unless this completes the service, and the service for this aircraft starts immediately after completing the service for the previous aircraft. Ante kada? Okay, and we are given with the time spent by all these 12 aircrafts in these 3 hangars, and we are also given that 4 aircrafts had maintenance in hangar 1, 4 in hangar 2, and 4 in hangar 3. Now looking at the table, any observations? Just looking at the table. A1 hangar 1. Okay, then so this is hangar 1. A6 hangar 2. Okay, then A why not A5? Kada? So the first aircraft to enter hangar 3 can be either A5 or A8. Kada? Sorry, A8, yes, because these two lies between 21 and 25. So to eliminate one, you need to find the hangar which enters second in hangar 1. Kada? So either identify this thing, you can identify that. Okay, so A1 entered hangar 1 first. A6 is the first aircraft to enter hangar 2. For hangar 3, we do not know. Okay, then ఇది 13 hours spent చేసింది. Okay, so how many hours will the second aircraft which enters hangar 1 will spend? 13 plus 11, minimum time 24, or 13 plus 15, 28. So the second aircraft to enter hangar 1 should spend a time of either any time between 24 to 28 hours. ఏమున్నాయి 24 to 28 hours? So this should be the second aircraft to enter hangar 1. Kada? And A5 is the first aircraft to enter hangar 3. That should be your observation. And I don't want you to solve this at the first instance. Logic ardhamainda ledha? Okay, now we have A1 here, then A6 here, A5 here, A8 here. Now if I compare this question with the previous question, which is easy, this one, okay, or previous one. Okay, so if you do not know and if you do not get any idea how to solve the remaining 3 sets, 40 minutes lo you can solve these 2 sets kada, and 8 questions. 4 in under 6 questions unnai, but I am only considering 4. 4 questions in first set, 4 questions in this set. Done. 24 marks. Because you have identified the logic in this question. నేను చెప్పాను ఏమైనా లేదు కదా? which one nana? A8 12 hours ఏది? You can add, but you need to also have that value here, kada. But you do not have 25 here. Do we have 25? Okay, if you have any value, you'll get cases, but you do not have values here. ఇందులో కూడా cases వస్తాయి. You need to eliminate. Okay, but if we have, instead of 24, if we have 25, then it should be 13 plus 12. Okay, 24 ఉంది ఏంటి 13 plus 11, 24. Clear? Okay, so this is the logic behind this set. No. How many of you did not attempt this set? Please raise your hands. ఇంకా పైకి. Nice. Okay. So I'll give you 2 minutes. 2 minutes చాలా ఎక్కువ దీనికి. 1.5 minutes. We'll discuss this after 1.5. Done. Now, what is required to solve this question? You need to know perfect squares, perfect cubes, numbers which are a perfect square and a cube. అంతే కదా? Other than that, ఏమైనా కావాలా? No. So how many of you did not attempt even a single question from this set? Okay. ఇంకా వద్దు. You lost 12 easy marks. 12 marks. Kada? For the first question, what is the total loss of the management of the lottery draw if n is equal to 10 and x is equal to 30? Now, in a bumper lottery draw, n persons enroll their names. So here, 10 persons enroll their names. Okay, there are n cards. So there will be cards from 1 to 10. Okay, and each of these persons has to pay x rupees to enroll the draw. So here the value of x is 30. So what was the amount that the management has got? 300. Okay. Now some person would have got 1, some person 2, 3, and so on. Okay. So for the person who got number 1, what should be the amount that the company has to pay him? 30 rupees. ఎందుకని? One is perfect square and a perfect cube. Okay, 30 for 2, 3, 4, 20 or 10 or 10 kada? 10 into the number on the card. Person who got a perfect square as a number on their card will be paid an amount 10 times the number on that card. So this will be 40. Nope. Sorry, cube 30 are right, 20. So 8 into 20, 160, 9, 3 square. So 9 into 10, 90. Multiple of 10 will be paid the amount on the card. Okay, so 30 plus, okay, or 90 plus 10, 100, 160 plus 40, 200, 300 plus 30, 330. Okay, so the company has, the management has to pay 30 rupees. The management, the amount that management received is 300 and the management has to pay 30. So loss, sorry, 330. So the loss is 30 rupees. So similarly, you are asked to find the profit or loss or some value when the n is 15, n is 20 and n is 100. Now between first three sets, which is the easiest one? This one. So 4 into 3, 12 marks. ఇది చేసేసి కూర్చున్నా సరే 12 మార్క్స్ వచ్చేవి. Okay, and next you can attempt any of set 1 and or set 2. Okay, so this is the first set that I want students to attempt. ఇదంతా ఒక 8 minutes లో అయిపోతుందా? సో 8 minutes లో 12 మార్క్స్ ఉంటే థింక్ అబౌట్ యువర్ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ లెవెల్స్. ఇదే డైలాగ్ నేను ఫస్ట్ నుంచి చెప్తూనే ఉన్నా కదా. ఓకే, how many of you did not attempt this? Data interpretation attend ayyara session. Bar graph, second question in bar graphs entadi. So you have 4 departments in a company: finance, marketing, organizational behavior and operations management. Every person joins the company on 1st April of that year. This is similar to that question kada. వినలేదు. So this is a question from quant based reasoning. ఎవరికైనా గుర్తుందా data interpretation లో we have discussed that under bar graphs. Now whenever you come across similar questions, that questions similar to the ones that we have discussed in the class, మీరు కంఫర్ట్ జోన్ లో వచ్చేయాలి. ఓకే, ఎలాగైనా సరే I can get this because we have practiced these models in class. అవి కూడా చేయలేకపోతే కదా. Okay, so this is also an easy question. Averages తప్పేం లేదు. This comes under quant based reasoning. Okay, now between these 4 I will be attempting third one first, either this or second, then first. Okay, how many of you did not attempt this question? మీరు ట్రై చేశారా? ఎందుకని? So when will I attempt this question? And if I do not find any logic in the previous questions, then I want you to attempt this question. But అందులోనే ఈజీ ఉన్నాయి కదా. Not that this is difficult. This is a time taking set. And you have some easy questions. And all the 6 questions are not difficult. For example, 5th question is difficult. Difficult and it will take more time to solve. And last one might also be difficult. Okay, so these are 4 independent questions you can solve. And if you are left with 4 minutes at the end of the exam, you can solve these questions. Okay, now what are we given with? We have 6 type of items that are different food items that were being sold by the Indian sweet house. Now we are given with the making price and selling price. Okay, so from this data what can we find? Profit per item. Okay, bread pakoda, the making price is 7.3 rupees, selling price is 12 rupees. So 4.7 rupees is a profit earned by selling one item of bread pakoda. Similarly, you can find profit per one item of kachori, samosa, dokla, veg patty and gulab jamun. And we are also given with the number of food items. So okay, and luckily you need to use this table only to attempt the last question. ఇది అవసరం లేదు. So if you look at 1 2 3 4 5 questions, okay, so no need to use this table. ఇది ఎప్పుడు తెలుస్తుంది? Once you read this given information as well as questions. Okay, so I don't expect students to attempt 5th question and 6th question. I don't expect students to attempt this set also. ఎందుకని ముందు ఈజీ సెట్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, అవి చేసుకుంటే పోలా. ఓకే, now what should be the order of the sets? First ఏది అటెంప్ట్ చేయాలి? Set third, then fourth or second, depending on your comfort zone. If you are strong at puzzles, okay, you can attempt the second set. Now if you consider yourself strong at quant based reasoning, you have to attempt fourth. Okay, then you can attempt first, and this is a question which I will be attempting when I am left with only some odd time, like 5 minutes or 6 minutes at the end of the exam. ఎందుకంటే క్వశ్చన్స్ ఇండిపెండెంట్ గా ఉంది. So how many of you are spending around 6 minutes or 7 minutes first to scan the paper? So did you guys identify easy set? Question set 3 to solve start చేసావా? Okay, then first one 6 questions ఉన్నాయి, టెంప్ట్ అయ్యో కదా. ఎగ్జామ్ లో అంటే సైకలాజికల్ ఫ్యాక్టర్ కూడా ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, ఫస్ట్ సెట్ అండ్ సెకండ్ సెట్ అంటే the first set might take 2 or 3 minutes extra. Okay, that's not a difficult set. Okay, which cannot be left in the exam. No. So this is my analysis. Overall, I consider this to be a moderate level paper. Okay, this is easy. Now if you are good at quant based reasoning, I have marked this easy because we have solved a similar question in the data interpretation class. అందుకనే ఇది ఈజీ. ఓకే, సో దీస్ టూ easy to moderate, and bar graph is moderate level question. So if you are good at using calculator, then you could attempt the fifth set. Clear? Now coming to third set. So answer for this question is 30. Now what is the answer for this question? ఎట్లా? ఇక్కడ వరకు ఫైన్ చేస్తారు కదా. Now from 11 to 15, do we have any squares, cubes, number which is a square and a cube, multiple of 10? So from 11 to 15, anta? So for the persons who receive any number between 11 and 15, they will receive 0. So what was the total amount? That can be 1 by 4 randomly selected persons out of 15 persons. So they should be 4 among these 5. So maximum end 40, 30, 160 and 90. So ఈ 10 వదిలేస్తే the maximum amount that these 4 persons can get will be 320. అంతే. Now third, what is the profit of the management if n is 20 and x is 70? So total amount 1400. Now already from 1 to 10, 15, 330. Now 15 to 20, 16 is a perfect square. So 16 into 10. So plus 160 plus 20, because 20 is a multiple of 10. So 180 plus 330, 510. So the management receives an amount of 1400 and they will be paying 510 rupees. So 890 should be the answer. Now if n is equal to 100, then what is the maximum amount of money that any person can get? Metla 64. 64 is a number which is square, a perfect square and a perfect cube. Or maximum square out of 100, 100. So the person who gets 100 will receive 1000. Okay, maximum cube 64. Okay, so 64, if you consider 64 to be a cube, 64 into 20, 1280. Now what is the largest number which is both a cube and a square? 64. So 64 into 30, which is equal to 19. That should be your answer. So 4 questions in less than 6 minutes. So after 12 or 13 minutes, you'll be having 12 marks in your hand. Clear? Now, which set should we solve? No? Hangers one. Okay. This one. Okay. So this is the first aircraft to visit hangar one. Then if this has visited hangar one, it will not be visiting hangar 2 and hangar 3. Antena? Okay. Then we also have what? A6. A6 is the first aircraft to visit hangar 2. So it did not visit hangar 1 and hangar 3. Now 21 to 25. So what can be the what are the aircraft that would have visited A5 and A8? Now you have two possibilities. Because we do not have a definite hangar here. Now what should we do? Check which can be the one. Now here we have two cases for the for finding the second hangar, second aircraft that visited first hangar. Okay. Now, so this the first aircraft had spent 13 hours for the. So the second aircraft will spend how many hours? 13 plus 11. So it will be spending minimum 24 to 28. Now, so how many values do we have in this column from 24 to 28? Only one. So this should be the second aircraft to visit hangar 1. So if this is the second aircraft to visit hangar 1, this is the first aircraft to visit hangar 3. Done. Okay. So if this is the first aircraft to visit hangar 3, that did not visit hangar 1 and hangar 2, and this aircraft did not visit hangar 3 and hangar 2 and hangar 3. Done. Now coming to second aircraft, this spent 17 hours. So the next aircraft will spend any time between 33 to 37. Okay, so how many values do we have from 33 to 37? 1 and 2. Okay, so you have two possibilities, 36 or 33. Now coming to this, so this has spent 22 hours. So this will spend 43 to 47. So how many values? Only one, no? A7. So this is the second hangar to second aircraft to visit hangar 3. Now coming to this, now we have a confusion here, and a confusion and more than one possibility. Now what should be the time taken by the third aircraft spent in hangar 1? So 24 plus 11, 35 to 24 plus 15, 39. So how many values? Only one, 36. So this is the third aircraft to visit hangar 1. So if this is the third aircraft to visit hangar 1, now can I say A11 is the second aircraft to visit hangar 2? Done. Now we have the first, second, and third in hangar 1, first and second in hangar 2, first and second in hangar 3. Okay. Now coming to fourth aircraft. So 36 plus 11, 47 to 51. How many values? 1. Antena? A9. This is the fourth aircraft to visit hangar 1. And how many aircraft went to hangar 1? 4. And you already have 4. Done. Any doubts still here? Students online. Any doubts still here? Quick responses. Others. Okay. Now coming to third aircraft in hangar 2. So 33 plus 16. 49. To 33 plus 20. 53. How many values? 1 and 2. ఇంకేమున్నాయి 50 అయిపోయింది కదా sorry my bad so A2 so this is the third one okay and for this 43 plus 21 64 and 43 plus 25 68 okay so how many 67 okay so this should be the fourth one and here this should be the fourth one. Done. How much time? 8 minutes or 10 minutes? Let's see. So leaving batch 7. So other students should be in a position to solve this set because we have solved similar type of question in one of the mocks. That garages one. A, B, C. Okay. So you have, okay, which of the following aircrafts was maintained by hangar 2? So we have A2, A6, A10, A11. A2. What was the maximum time taken to maintain any aircraft in hangar 1? So you have 13. Okay. Then you have 11. Then you have 12. Then you have 14. Now, which of the following aircraft was not maintained in hangar 1? Okay. 1, no. 9, no. 3, no. A11. And which of the following aircraft spent the most time waiting to get maintained at airport in hangar 1? A9. That should be your answer. Kada? And indirectly you are asked, what is the fourth aircraft to enter hangar 1? A9. Clear? So how? What was the maximum time taken to maintain any aircraft in hangar 1? Okay, hangar 1 kentille A1, A3, A8 and A9. So what was the time taken by A1? Okay, to get serviced in hangar 1? 13 hours. Now second one is A8 kada. So what was the time taken for the maintenance here? 11 because it has spent 24 hours. So 13 hours in waiting and 11 hours in service. Okay. Now coming to A3, 36 minus 24 and it has taken 12 hours. Okay, to get service. Then you have A9, 50 minus 36, 14 hours. Done. Clear? Now, which set should we solve? First one. అంతేనా ఎవరైనా నోటా ఉన్నారా ఫస్ట్ సెట్ okay this one so I will be making a table like this you have total number of chocolates per packet okay now first thing 1020 is a multiple of 20 yes 3570 or let us write the values directly now If the total number of chocolates are 1020 and if there are 20 chocolates in a packet, so number of packets would be 51. Is this divisible by 30? Yes. And the 34. 70? No. 170? 6. 190? No. And these 1020 chocolates can be from these, and either from these chocolates or these or this. Okay. Now 3570. Not divisible by 20. Then 30. Yes. 19. Okay. 70. Yes. 51. 170. 21. 190. Now 3990. Not divisible by 20. Then 30. 30. Yes. Kada. But 399. What is the divisibility rule of 3? Sum of all numbers should be divisible by 3. So 3 plus 9 plus 9 divisible by 3 kada. So this should be 133. Okay. This one. Idi. Not divisible. 190. 21. Okay. Then 2380. This is divisible by 20. 119 by 70. Yes. 34. Then 170. 14. Okay. 190. Now 1470. Not divisible by 20. Then 30. Yes. 49. Okay. 70. Yes. 21. Then 170. Not divisible. Okay. This one. All you need to do is you need to fill this table. Okay. Any observations? What is your observation? 190. You have only one value here. Okay. So there are some chocolates with 190 chocolates in a packet. And you have some person buying all the packets having 190 chocolates each. Okay. What are the total number of chocolates bought by that person? 3990. Because no other number is a multiple of 190. So S bought packets with 190 chocolates each. So how many packets did that person buy? 21. Now, can we have any other person buying with number of packets as 21? No. So this is not possible. This is not possible. Okay. Now we have a definite conclusion here. Isn't it? Okay. Now what do we have? So we can have n buying either 49 packets or 21 packets. Now 21 is not possible because we already have S buying 21 packets and we are given that each person bought distinct number of packets. So this cannot be 21. So this can be only 49. So 30, 49. So if this is cross and if you have a value here, this cannot be 34, cannot be 119, cannot be 133. Chepacha? Why? Because we already have n buying packets with 30 chocolates each. You cannot have any other person buying packets with 30 chocolates each. Clear? Okay. Then what do we have? A. Definite value. Okay. So A would not have bought chocolates with and packets with 30 chocolates or 170 chocolates because this is 21, not possible, and you already have n buying packets with 30 chocolates each. So that cannot be 119 or 21. Did you understand this logic? Any doubts still here? Students online. Quick responses. Okay. So he bought packets with 70 chocolates, and A has bought total 51 packets. Okay. Then this cannot be 57. This cannot be 34. Then what do we have? Is no E. So E cannot buy 51. Okay. So E bought 1020 chocolates with 170 chocolates per packet. So this should be 6, and this is 20, and this should be 119. So if you have done till here, you can answer 5 out of 6 questions. So what is the first question? Sorry. Total number of packets that the 5 persons bought from the shopkeeper. Answer. 57 plus 21, 78. 78 plus 50. 128 minus 1, 127 plus 119. Isn't it? Maybe. What is the total number of packets that the 5 person bought from the shopkeeper? Okay. Okay. However, all of them realized that they had bought some extra candies, so they returned the excess candies in such a way that they made packets similar to those made by the company, and each of returned in form of 2 packets, 4 packets, 1 packet, 2 packets, and 1 packet, respectively. But in packets different from the type of person had bought from the shopkeeper. Okay. So total number of packets bought annadu kada. So we have to add all these. Total number of chocolates bought. So after returning ante, then you need to consider total number of packets bought ante ivanni konnaru kada. So sum of all this. Answer 246. That should be your answer. Okay. Now, how many of the following statements are definitely true? The number of packets that E purchased is an even number. Yes. The number of packets that A purchased is an even number. No. The number of packets that S purchased is an odd number. Yes. The number of packets that T purchased is an even number. No. So the answer for this question should be 2. Now, who among the following bought the highest number of packets? T. Now, what is the difference between number of packets bought by E and A? 51 minus 6, 45. Now, which of the following statements is correct? So you can answer this question. So among these 6, the difficult question was question number 2. Now, which of the following cannot be the number of candies E purchased? So how to answer these type of questions? Because there will not be a definite value. What should we do? Check with options. Okay. Now E bought a total of 1020 chocolates. Okay. Now, which of the following cannot be the number of candies Earl purchased? So after returning, if E has 760 chocolates, how many chocolates did she return? 260. So these 260, and how many packets did she return? 2 packets. Okay. And the packets purchased by E contain 170 chocolates, and none of these 2 packets should have 170 chocolates, because it is mentioned that they should be different from the type the person had bought from the shopkeeper. You cannot have E returning a packet with 170 chocolates. Now, can we have 260 as a sum of 2 numbers among these 5, excluding 170? Yes or no? So you can have E purchasing 760 chocolates in total. Now, what if We have 800. Then 1020 minus 800. 220. Now, can we have 220 as a sum of two numbers among these four? 190 plus 30. Okay, so you can have purchasing 800 chocolates in fine. Now 820 and 200. Possible? No, because you can get 200 by adding 170 plus 30 only. And we are given that she cannot return in packets which she bought from the shopkeeper. Okay, in a similar way that she has bought from the shopkeeper. So you cannot involve 170 here. So this is not possible. So that should be your answer. Now 920, 100, 70 plus 30, 100, possible. Okay, so the trickiest of all these 6 questions is second question. So I don't assume that most of the students will be attempting second question, but remaining 5 questions are doable questions. Kada my table lo logic meere cheptaru. You have to divide number of chocolates with chocolates per packet. నేను ఏం చేశాను, numbers రాసుకున్నాం. We have filled this table and you only told the logic that we can eliminate these, we can eliminate that. I want you to do this in the exam. Clear? Any doubts still here? Students online, quick responses. Okay, now we are left with question number or set number 4. So I want you guys to try this question now. For I'll give you 8 minutes. We'll discuss this after 8 minutes. But that's 18 2 by 3, not 182 by 3. At the beginning of the year only. Okay, we'll see. Any answers? Answer for first question. 20. Okay. But I have a doubt in this question. What's that? When? If the eldest person among the ones who first became members of the Indra Cooperative Society was only 1 year older than the other member, what was his age in years? As on what? Or it can be 1902 also. And if I have to answer this question, I'll be marking 20 as the answer. Kani, I have a doubt. As on what? As on month. 1900. At తీసుకుంటేనే 20 వస్తుంది. So and we can also consider his age as on 1st January 1902 also. So in that case, okay. Now that's the only concern with respect to this question. Now Indra Cooperative Society began with the membership of 3 members on 1st Jan 1900. So you have 3 members in that society, and the average group age of this group was 18, 2 by 3 and 56 by 3. 56 by 3 is the average age of the group. What is the sum of the ages of all these 3 persons? 56 number of persons into average will give us the sum of ages of all these 3 persons. So as on 1st Jan 1900, the sum of the ages of these 3 persons is 56 years. Now, 1st Jan 1901. So if you have a person joining in this year, what is the average age of this group? 20.75. Now, how many members do we have in this group? 4, because you have 1 person joining every year. So 4 into 20.75. 83. Now, what is the age of the person who joined this group in that year? 20. How many of you consider 27? Anyone? 27. So in this 1 year, the age of these 3 people will also increase by 1 each. So what will be the sum of the ages of all these 3 people on 1st Jan 1901? It will not be 56, it will be 59. So 83 minus 56 minus 3. So don't forget this. So which is equal to 24. Okay, you can also correct this. Correct yourself. Endukani? The eldest is 25. Is iవ్వకపోతే then most of the students would have committed this mistake. Okay. Now, as on 1st Jan 1901, the average age of the group is 20.75. Sum of the ages is 83. So the age of the person who joined in the year 1901 is 24. Okay. Now, as on 1st Jan or in the year 1902, that doesn't matter. Okay. In the year 1902, what is the average age? 22.2. Now, how many members do we have in that society? 5. 5 into 22.2. 111. Now, what is the age of the person who joined in the year 1902? 24. Atla 83. 83 plus 4, because you have 4 persons, and the age of each person increased by 1 year. Okay. So the sum of the ages of all those 4 persons as on 1902 will be 87. So 111 minus 87. 24. Clear? Now, if I consider the initial members as A, B, C, now we know A plus B plus C or X plus Z plus Y is equal to 56. Now we are given the age of any member cannot be less than 17 years and cannot be more than 25 years. Okay. Now, what can be the minimum possible value of A plus B plus C? 17 plus 18 plus 19. And at any instance, the ages of all the members in the group are distinct. You cannot have any two members of same age. Okay. So the minimum value of A plus B plus C will be 17 plus 18 plus 19, which is equal to 54. Now, the values of A, B, C should be between 17 and 25. Now, if I tell you the minimum possible sum of three numbers from 17 to three distinct numbers from 17 to 25, and those 54, because those three numbers should be 17, 18, and 19. You have to take three minimum possible numbers. Okay, 17, 18, and 19. Now the sum of the ages is 2 more than this. Okay. Now, can I increase 2, this 17 by 2? Then it will become 19, 18, 19. Not possible. Now, can I increase this by 2? Yes. So, in that case, 17, 20, 19. The sum is 56. And I can also increase this with 2. Then you will have 17, 18, 21. Now, these are the only two possibilities. Such that the sum of three numbers will be 56. Ante. Ikkada varaku solve cheste, you can answer these questions. Now, if the eldest person among the ones who first became members of the Indra Cooperative Society was only 1 year older than the other member. Okay. So, out of these two cases, which case is he talking about? The first case, the eldest member is only 1 year older than the other member. So here, the eldest member is either 3 years or 4 years older than the other member. Okay. So he is talking about this case, and we are asked to find his age in years. Okay. So considering he is asking his age as on 1st Jan 1900, so the answer for this question should be 20. Okay. Now coming to second question. What was the age in years of the members who joined the group as on 1st Jan 1902? So he is joining on 1st Jan only every year. Okay. Answer 24 years. What would be the age of youngest of 5 members as on 1st Jan 1902? Okay. Who will be the youngest? The person who joined this cooperative society at the age of 17 as on 1st Jan 1900. Now we are asked to find his age as on 1st Jan 1902. And 17 plus 2, 19. 19 should be the answer. What can be the maximum possible difference in years between the ages of second eldest and second youngest as on 1st Jan 1902? Now, we have these two cases. So, what is the age of the second oldest? 24, because we have one person whose age will be 25 years. Okay, the person who joined on 1st Jan 1901, his age is 24 years as on 1st Jan 1901. As on 1st Jan 1902, his age will be 25 years. And the second oldest will be this person whose age is 24 years. Now, we have to find the maximum possible difference. Okay. So among these two, which case should I consider? First one or second one? Second case. Because we have to minimize the value of the age of the second youngest person. So if I consider this, what is the age of the second youngest person? 19. Here, 18. And we are asked to find the maximum possible difference. Maximum possible difference ఎప్పుడు వస్తుంది? When the highest value should be the maximum and lowest value should be minimum. And the lesser value should be minimum. Okay. So highest 24 and lowest will be 18 plus 2. 24 minus 20. That should be your answer. So if you have selected any two sets among these four, I can say that you can solve those two sets in 40 minutes for sure. Okay. So 8 questions. 8 questions is a doable number. So if we have anyone who scored less than 12 marks in the next exam, okay, so try to get 12 marks. First 4 questions చేయండి ఒక set identify చేయండి. Okay, of batch 7 because this is your first mock, right? Batch 7. Okay, so try to score at least 12 marks in the next mock. Okay, so those who are scoring 12 marks consistently and more than 12, so try to get 24 in the next mock. Okay, so 27 or who are getting 24 score more than 24, then try to get 24 in the next mock too. So if you are consistently scoring a good score in and same score in 4 to 5 mocks, then we can increase the number of attempts. Okay, so 27 27 30. So next mock ఒక 3 sets attempt చేయడానికి try 3 కాదు 10 questions. So just try to maintain your previous marks. మీరు కాదు ఎవరైతే 12 వచ్చాయో వాళ్ళు ఫస్ట్ minimum should be 12 one set. Okay, so if you are confident about solving one set, then 2 sets. Okay, so 30 marks వస్తే try to maintain a score of 30 in the next 2 mocks as well. Then gradually we can increase the number of attempts. So we have 3 months కదా, so 2 months అనుకుంటే you can write 10 more mocks easily. So in these 10 marks, you need to bring your number of attempts till 14. And if there are 20 questions in CAT paper, 14 with 90% accuracy will get you 98 plus percentile for sure. Okay, మరి ఈజీగా ఉంటే చెప్పలేం కానీ if the paper is moderate, then 14 questions with 90% accuracy will fetch you 98 plus percent. So our effort should be in that way that by the start of November or by the end of October, you should be confident about scoring 14 questions. Ante. So last set. I'll give you 6 minutes. I want you to attempt first 4 questions. Only first 4. So the reason behind discussing this set is, for example, if all the previous questions are difficult, you can get 12 marks from this. A minimum of 12 marks. So if you are willing to spend around 30 minutes on this set, you can answer all the 6 questions. Students online, any doubts till now? Quick responses. Others? So to solve this question, so what I will do is I will be making a table like this. Number of items sold in each of these 4 months. You have 6 different food items here. Number of items sold in these respective months, and we are given with making price, selling price, and profit. Now, first question: from which item did the Indian sweet shop earn the second lowest profit in June? So, to answer this question, you need to find the profits earned in June from these respective 6 items. Okay. So profit per item of bread pakoda will be 4.7. So in June, it will be, the total profit will be 4.7 into 250. The profit per item into number of items will give you the total profit earned on that item. Okay. So kachori, 4.5 into 320, then 6.5 into 250, sorry, 8.5. 8.5 into 250, then 3.5 into 280, then 3 into 360, and 2 into 310. Now I can say that this will be the lowest. 2 into 310, 620 will be the lowest. Okay. Then what do we have? This cannot be the answer. This cannot be the answer. And this also cannot be the answer. So 3 into 360 or 3.5 into 280, which is lowest? 3.5 into 280. So this is nothing but Dhokla. So answer for this question should be B. So can you solve this question in less than 2 minutes? Avada. And only this question. Reading the passage or reading the information is different. Then go 4 minutes on. You can solve this question in 2 minutes. Okay. Now, what is the difference in profit from May to July earned by the Indian sweet shop for gulab jamun and dokla respectively? So we are asked to find profit earned from gulab jamun from May to July minus profit earned from dokla from May to July. So from May to July, total number of pieces of gulab jamun sold 420 plus 310 plus 360 plus 360 into what is the profit per piece? 2. This is the profit earned from selling gulab jamun. Okay. Now profit earned from dokla would be 3.5 into 180 plus 280 plus 158. Find the difference. Ante. 17. So that should be your answer. Now, what was the percentage decrease in profit earned by the Indian sweet shop from sale of samosas, doklas, and kachoris from May to June? So, May to June, sorry. In the month of May, you need to find the profit earned by selling samosas, doklas, and what is the third item? Kachori. Okay. So 250 into 4.5, 360 into 8.5 plus 180 into 3.5 will give you the profit earned from these 3 items in the month of May. Similarly, 320 into 4.5 plus 250 into 8.5 plus 280 into 3.5 will give you the profit earned from these 3 items in the month of June. So we are asked to find the percentage decrease. So obviously, if this is A, if this is B, A will be greater than B. In the month of May, 3 items nunchi vachindi A anukondi. The profit earned from these 3 items B. Profit earned from these 3 items in the month of June, BB. So we are asked to find B minus A by A into 100. Ante. Clear? Any doubts? Now coming to fourth question. For how many of the given food items is the selling price of food item? X is X% more than, is the selling price of the food item X% more than its making price, where X is greater than 78. So how do you answer this question? What is that X%? Profit percentage. So if you have realized that X% is nothing but profit percentage, you can answer this question in the simplest way. Atla? So how do you calculate profit percentage? Profit by, ఎందుకు already calculate చేసాం కదా. Profit by cost price. So 4.7 by 7.3. Is it greater than 78 or 0.78? You need to check that. Okay. So X is nothing but profit percentage. Profit percentage is nothing but profit into cost, profit by cost price into 100. So you have profits, you have cost price, and check for all these use, and you need to find for how many of the given food items the profit percentage is more than 78. So I can say that you can answer these 4 questions in less than 13 to 14 minutes, because using CAT exam is not an easy task. మీరు క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ యూజ్ చేయడం కూడా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి. Clear? So if all the 4 sets of logical reasoning are difficult, then you can bet on this set. So any doubts in this paper? Okay, so my targets already నేను ఫిక్స్ చేస్తాను. సో ఎక్కువ మార్క్స్ ఏమో ఫస్ట్ 12, then 24, then 30. Okay, we'll increase the marks gradually. And the most important part is don't get demotivated just by looking at your mock scores. అంతే కదా, ఎక్కువ వచ్చి అని పొంగిపోకండి. There are 2 sides of a coin. Okay, తక్కువ వస్తే డిమోటివేట్ అయిపోకండి, because this is not your real CAT. And ఎక్కువ వచ్చింది కదా మన అయిపోతుందని అనుకోకండి, because anything can happen in main CAT. Okay, so all matters is consistency. You should be consistent in all the mocks, and you have to keep on improving. And clear? So let's call it a day. So batch 7, so you can shift to that room. Students online, any doubts, quick responses.